Object-oriented programming in C++. Table of content. Introduction. Class objects. Encapsulation. Abstraction. Polymorphism. Inheritance. Dynamic binding. Message passing. Object-oriented programming, as the name suggests, uses objects in programming. Object-oriented programming aims to implement real-world entities like inheritance, hiding, polymorphism, etc. in programming. The main aim of OOP is to bind together the data and the functions that operate on them so that no other part of the code can access this data except that function. Characteristics of an object-oriented programming language. Polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, objects, class, abstraction. What is class? The building block of C++ that leads to object-oriented programming is a class. It is user defined data type which holds its own data members, member function which can be accessed and used by creating an instance of that class. A class is like a blueprint for an object. For example, consider the class of cars. There may be many cars with different names and brand, but all of them will share some common properties like all of them will have 4 wheels, speed limit, mileage, range, etc. So here car is the class and wheels, speed limits, mileage are their properties. A class is user defined data type which has data members, member functions. Data members are the data variables and member functions are functions used to manipulate these variables. And together these data members and member functions define the properties and behavior of the objects in the class. In the above example of class car, the data member will be speed limit, the mileage, etc. and the member function can apply brakes, increase, etc. We can say that a class in C++ is a blueprint representing a group of objects which shares some common properties and behaviors. Object. An object is an identifiable identity with some characteristics and behavior. An object is an instance of a class. When a class is defined, no memory is allocated. When it is instantiated, i.e., an object is created, memory is allocated. This is the example of class and its object. Objects take up space in memory and have an associated address like record in a past, color structure, or union in C. When a program is executed, the objects interact by sending messages to one another. Each object contains data and code to manipulate